And that's a question I was finna ask you. Like, what has been one of the biggest, or what has been like the your biggest lesson you've learned, or what is like you've gotten out of 2022? Like the one thing that's been like the turning point of this entire year that you could take from this year. For me, it's just been I finally start understanding my mind. I really start understanding the inner concepts of the mind. As things, it just opened up so much new. Just it's just that you took the I took the red pill. I finally I ate the red pill and I'm awake. I'm awake, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like like obsessed with learning. I'm obsessed with seeing, like Morpheus say, how deep this rabbit hole can go, and the deeper you get into it, the more you want to go deeper, because it's a beautiful feeling, man. So what about you? Like what you take from this year? Like it's 2 more weeks and this year's over with, bro. What'd you get out of
Yeah,
2022?
that's crazy. That's beyond crazy. But no, I'm like you, man. I'm obsessed with expanding my mind, elevating my mind to a higher learning, and I'm really fascinated with how the brain works. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that's been a big thing for me this year. But really, I just learned to this year taught me to like sometimes you gotta reinvent yourself.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like in a book I was reading, it was saying we're always wrong. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I don't know, chasing a goal, you always certain on how to get there. And then, say for instance, trying to lose weight. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna lose weight by uh, cutting out carbs in my diet. And then a month go by, they still the same weight, or they might have lost. They goal weight was to lose 15 pounds, and they only lost like 3.
Uh-huh.
And they was so certain that cutting out carbs
Right.
was gonna help them lose weight. So it's all about like not being so certain all the time. Like it's all about trial and error. And then once you learn that what you thought was the right way was the wrong way, then try something new.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I had this is my 4th year having tap athletics. I done had my struggles like crazy. You know what I mean? For when I mean struggle, just trying to like be big time, go viral with every post. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when I first started out, I was just trying to be, another Bleacher Report, a House of Highlights, another ESPN Sports Center, a page where you can come to and learn who won last night's game, who dropped, the greatest highlights, all the stats. I wanted to be a place like that. But the thing I was wrong about was thinking that that was going to be a successful formula to blow up and have viral videos and then have people interested in what I'm trying to present.
Right.
Because and that the reason why it's wrong is because it already happened before. Somebody already did it,
Mm-hmm.
and not only that, the field kind of got saturated. And I should have seen that from the beginning. But I was just so certain in my head that that was going to pop off. And then for 3 years, I'm just like, man, why am I only getting 12 likes on this? Why am I only getting 5 likes on this? How come I just spent all this time editing this video and only get five views? You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I
And,
feel your
and
pain.
so I was like, bro, I don't even want to do this no more. And then when I first came here, or towards really the end, like when I first end of last year, 2021, when I went to Luxembourg, I said, you know what? I'm tired of posting highlights and stats and the latest basketball NBA news because it just seemed to me like my audience don't care for that.
Right.
And I noticed that when I post something personal, it'll get way more likes than my NBA highlights, news, and all that stuff. So you know what? I'm like, you know what? If I try to post more personal stuff, and this is around the time where I got more serious on TikTok and I started understanding how TikTok works with all the trends and all that stuff. I like, you know what? Let me hop on a few of these trends. And that was really uncomfortable for me to do some of the trends, like, trying to be funny with it and trying to do all the facial gestures. I ain't with all that. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't with all that. But I was just like, man, if it's gonna put me in a position where I want to be, then I'm gonna do it.
Right.
So, like I said, you gotta fail to get where you at. Because I failed miserably. Like a lot of times, I look back like, "Ooh, that was real cringe." Like,
Oh
thing.
man.
But I learned it, and then once I learned it, and I finally got my first good video, and I felt comfortable about it, I posted it on my IG and I got a good response. And I was like, oh, these people want to see me. And so going back to, like I said, you got to reinvent yourself. You know what I mean? Times is going, they changing all the time.
Fast.
Time and technology is moving quickly. If you can't keep up, you're gonna get left behind. So I was like, all right, no more NBA videos, no more none of that. Just straight me. And since then, I've grown like 4,000 followers in just this year. You know what I
Man.
mean? And like things are just starting to look up just because I changed it up a little bit. And I think a lot of people be so stubborn to just get out of their box because they worried about what other people say, or they worried about how they feel after growing and changing. And even though they know it'll be for the positive, they just worry. They just There's so many people trapped inside their mind. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you break out that box and change it up just a little bit and learn and tweak things, then I think that's the key to success. You know what I mean? Like
100%, bro.
it just,
100% agree
yeah, I
with
would
you
say
on
that's
that.
what definitely 2022 taught me, bro.
That's what's up, bro. I 100% agree with you on that. And that's kind of like the for third
Yeah.
agreement, because you made an assumption. You thought this is what it's going to be to make you get to where it was at, and it turns out that wasn't what it is. And you, like you said, you started just showing you. There's only one Deuce in this world. There's only
Exactly.
one Rashad Hassan. And that's who people want to
Exactly.
see. That's what people want to hear. That's what they want. They want the Rashad Hassan. They don't want another
And
bleach report.
I didn't realize, like, not even just myself, but us people in general, everyone is so relatable to somebody. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like you said, we relate to the average hoopers. Don't get me wrong. I don't think we're average, but we didn't go to the NBA. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't play in high level Euro League. We didn't play over in like Turkey or Spain ACB League or something like that. But we still worthy. We still good. But you know what I mean? There's a lane for that. There's a
Right.
lot of people who not gonna make
Right.
it to the NBA. There's
It's
a lot of people who are diehard basketball fans that have never played professional basketball overseas,
very
but we
true.
still relate to them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's like you got to embrace your journey. You got to be proud of who you are,
Right.
and then just be true to yourself because it's somebody out there for somebody, bro.
You're absolutely right, bro. It's definitely a lane for that. And I feel like we are more of the majority than the minority, because when it
Exactly.
comes to this lane of basketball, like I said, bro, you got to think about those top teams and all that. There are not a lot of players that are playing in those leagues that you think. That's just what Bleacher Report and Sports Center, that what they show you of the overseas. That's not the real. That's not real, bro. I'm telling you, please don't believe that. Tap in with us. Tap in with Tap Athletics. We'll really tell you what it's really like if you really want to play this game and really understand what's really going on. This day to day life, like this day to day life of language barrier adjusting. It's so this is what's real life is really about. This is what it's really about. I'm in a hotel room. I got to deal with living in a small environment until they change my situation. I got to worry about currency exchange when I get my money, changing my money and losing so much. I lost so much money from my currency exchange this time. But I need the money to get transferred to my bank account because I got bills I got to get paid. So I got to make a choice. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or
Exactly.
if I keep all the money on me, now I'm going to probably have situations when I go in the airport because you can only have a certain amount of money on you when you're traveling. This is the real life of what you really got to go through these type of decisions.
Right.
Yeah, bro. It's been a good year.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, man. Nah, you definitely right on that. And yeah, 2022 overall has been a good one. So I'm just trying to take everything I learned from this year and definitely reinvent myself and then apply more pressure in 2023. Like you said, it's crazy. We only 2 weeks away
2 weeks, bro.
and we got to do it big. But yeah, the last question I'll pop off for tonight, man. Like I said, been a pleasure talking to you, my boy for life. Recently, when you seen Brittany Griner, I think it happened earlier this week, maybe Monday. She got released from prison in Russia. I give her a little hand clap for that. You know what I mean?
We got one
She
of ours
got
back.
released.
We got one of ours back.
Um, You know what I mean? And now she's back home in the States. What's your thoughts on Brittany Griner making it back home and having to go through all that craziness
You
over in Russia?
you know, I actually commented on somebody's post when talking about the situation, and a lot of people kind of like wrote back to me and wanted to like get the feedback. And my whole response was, listen, I'm so happy that she got back home, but she need to understand like the position that she put herself in. No one is above the law in the countries that they're in. That just comes back to being able to adjust. You can't go over there. Yeah, you go to most states in the country in America, we legalize. Canada, if that's what you want to do, it's fine. But go to the place where that is tolerable and that is acceptable. Don't try to take into your own account, well, I'm Brittany Griner and I'm a WNBA star, this, that, and the third, and I'm going to go to Russia and just do what I want to do. And now you're in this situation. Because I don't think that the punishment was justified, but I can't take away the punishment as well because that's the law over there. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We can't just, who we, if there is no laws, then then it's back to the wild, wild west and everybody doing whatever they is. It's got to be some kind of bottom line to all of this. You know, it's just, I take everything in life as a learning lesson. I know she learned her lesson because I'm telling you now, there's situations where there's people who ain't got the whole world backing them. All right.
Facts.
I've been in China where a dude got set up in a bar fight and been in a Chinese jail for 4 years. And ain't nobody know his name. Ain't nobody fighting for him. You hear me? So
Exactly.
with her situation, I'm glad she back. I'm glad she had that situation, you know. Shout out to everybody that supported her. But understand, just learn from this. Don't don't take it for granted. You know, do not take it for granted. Don't make assumptions thinking you could just get by on all these. Like, let's be more mindful, you know, just be more mindful and understand what we're doing, you know. Just that's it, just let's be a little bit more mindful. Especially, I made a video the other day, you know, about weed, you know. And we know, I speak first on it. I love the weed too. I used to love the weed too. I recently stopped, but I used to be loving the weed. But I gotta accept the consequences that come with it. In Argentina, in Chile, Colombia, all the countries I play, they drug test. So if I get caught and I get kicked off a team, or if I get caught driving and I'm smoking and I go to jail, hey, that's a decision I gotta live with. Cause I made that decision to do that thing. All right. So can't be mad at nobody. Can't be mad at
Mm-hmm.
nobody. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just be self-aware and just accept what it is. That's all I got to say on that situation.
Nah, I agree with you 100% on that. And the biggest thing, like you said, I hope she learned from it. Because it's one thing to go through that process, but if you come home and still trying to smuggle, uh, cannabis oil to another country, then what was the whole point? You know what I mean? Like it's a failed process. So I think, you know, whatever she went through over there seemed like it was a horrific experience. And like you said, I definitely know she didn't assume any of this was going
No.
to ever happen to her.
Mm-mm.
So it just shows you like anybody can get got. You know what I'm saying? Not just with even Brittany Griner, just like you see with these rappers, man. Rest in peace to Takeoff, but you know
Man.
what I'm saying? Like I don't even know the full detail, but he was just there, and now he gone. You know what I mean? And like your privileges, your life, it could be taken away from you so quickly.
Man.
And you think about it, Brenda Griner is a once in a generational lifetime talent. And she could have been really over there for 9 her sentence was for 9 years, bro.
Gotta,
And
yeah.
you don't meet too many 6'8" women who could dunk and play in the post like she can and play basketball like she can. That's a gift. And she almost threw it away. So like you said, bro, I really hope she learned from it because man, she got a great second chance. And also I want her to use her fame and celebrity to help other people out. Like you said, you had a boy in China, been in years, been locked up for 4 years.
4 years,
It's
bro.
plenty other Americans overseas in messed up situations
And
who can't get out. You know what I mean? And like, I'm happy Brittany Griner is home, but it's got to be equal for everybody. So I really hope Brittany Griner be a leader and take charge and try to help out everybody else that's in a situation like her, because it's one thing that she's free now, but she had a lot of help. She had the
man,
WNBA,
right.
she had the NBA, she had the NFL, she had a lot of big
The
names helping
president.
her out. The president. So it's time for her to be like, all right, I appreciate y'all. Now I need y'all support and helping other people out as well, because it can't just be like celebrities just get a free pass from everything. You know what I mean? That's not fair. That's not right. So yeah, welcome home, Brittany Griner. I'm happy you got through that whole process. And really, man, I you know I understand. Like you said, it's their law. You gotta be smarter than that.
Yeah, bro.
But the whole 9 year sentence was outrageous to me and beyond crazy. And the time she served from the time she went in to being released, I think that's a adequate time for
Yeah,
her to learn her lesson. And you know what I mean?
they got to make a statement. They
It is
got to do
what it is.
something.
They got to do something. I totally understand. It's a criminal offense, but 9 years was way too extreme. So I'm glad she learned a lesson. I'm glad.
Okay.
Well, ain't no telling she learned a lesson or not, but I hope she learns a lesson. And
You think
yeah,
about
man.
it. You think about her. She got a 9 year sentence. The guy that I was talking about in China, he was in 4 years and he ain't even went to sentencing yet. You see, you see what I'm saying? He didn't even make it to sentencing yet, and he was 4 years in. And just a little
And
quick tip for everybody who don't know: China's conviction rate is 99.9%. So if you get caught on a crime, you're 99.9% got a chance of being convicted. 0.1% of being innocent. That is not so. You're convicted, and you're listen, dude. Like you said, I hope that she becomes an advocate for other people in her situation and like reach out and help because it ain't man. It's a heartbreaking thing. And hey, welcome home. Welcome home. I'm glad we got somebody who got it back.
welcome home, BG. Welcome home, Brittany Griner. But yeah, man, I appreciate you joining me on the Tap Show. This is also the Honest Thoughts podcast, man. We're gonna be teaming up more podcasts in the future, man.
Plenty of
Good talking
times.
to you, my brother.
Yeah, man. It's always good,
And
bro.
we definitely gonna chop it up some more. Keep killing over in Argentina. You know what I mean? I got a game this Sunday. We're gonna take care of business. So, keep leveling up, my brother. I'm proud of you. Let's keep showing them what Savannah State products do
Product.
to people when they try to step to us on the basketball court.
You
You know what
feel
I
me?
mean?
Hey, Shannon, he gonna have to move over. He gonna have to put something next to
Exactly. You got.
him.
I'm about to say, man, you the goat for sure, but you got some more goats coming up.
Big
You know,
facts.
trying to put on Savannah State too. But yeah, man. Uh, Before we go, tell them about your book and where to get it.
6 must-have traits to become an overseas basketball player. You can go inside the link in my IG bio. Just click the link. It'll take you straight to the book, man. If you know anybody that wants to play, if you playing, this is for everybody. Pick up that book, bro. It's just gonna help you and guide you with all the things we talk about. Just you can never go wrong with more information. Trust me. And we've been doing this for a while, and we can definitely help you out in just the little things that you might overlook. Like I'm telling you, there's a lot of things that you just overlooked in this game. That 6 must-have traits to become an overseas basketball player. Go pick that up, man.
Right. Thanks. And then before we leave, tell them all your social media handles: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that.
You can find me on IG, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts at Arnold's Thoughts Podcast. It's a single for all of that, man. Arnold's Thoughts Podcast. You can go find me on all that. Tune into all our episodes. Check out everything. You can find me there.
For sure. And y'all do the same. Tap Athletics 22 for Instagram, Tap Athletics 22 for TikTok, Tap Athletics 2 for Facebook, and just Tap Athletics for YouTube. Man, appreciate all the support this year. Man, almost at 50K on TikTok, almost at 15K on YouTube, bro.
Woo! Big
Like I
time.
said, bro, man, it
And
was looking dark. My
you done
first
came a
3 years of
long
doing
way,
this
dog.
thing,
You done
bro,
came a long way,
boy,
bro.
this year done gave me more than life, bro.
I be
This year
like,
has been a life
man.
saver.
I be like, man, I don't
Yeah.
know, bro. I be thinking, dang, I gotta post again, but then I just think about you, and I be like, nah, I gotta keep going. If my boy kept going, I gotta keep going. So just let you know, bro. You give hope, so
Keep
don't
going,
go. Yeah,
bro.
bro, for
Just
sure.
keep going. The pain of getting them low level likes is only gonna make you stronger. The pain of us having 2 people in this live right now, Arnold, is gonna make us stronger. Cause guess what? We keep going. Next year is gonna be 15 people in this live. We
Right.
keep going. Next year is gonna be 100 people in this live. We keep going. It's gonna be 5,000 people in this live. So you gotta keep going,
You
bro. It's
keep
that
going.
simple, bro. Keep going.
Big facts, bro.
Yeah.
100.
But yeah, bro. I love you, bro. It's been a fun
I love you
podcast,
too,
man. We chop it
man.
up.
Always, bro. We gonna chop it up. Till next time, bro.